The Ayyubid state emerged in the second half of the 12th century during a moment of profound transformation in the Islamic world. The region was divided between weakened caliphates, competing dynasties, and the growing threat of the Crusader states established along the eastern Mediterranean coast. Out of this fragmentation rose one of the most influential Muslim leaders of the medieval era, Salah al-Din Yusuf ibn Ayyub, known in the West as Saladin. Salah al-Din was born in 1137 CE in Tikrit to a Kurdish family with strong military traditions. His early career unfolded under the patronage of Nur al-Din Zanji, the ruler of Syria and a key figure in the struggle against the Crusaders. Through military service and political loyalty, Salah al-Din gained experience, discipline, and a clear vision centered on Sunni revival and Islamic unity. In 1169 CE, Salah al-Din was appointed vizier of Egypt, which at the time was still under the rule of the declining Fatimid Caliphate. Although Egypt was formerly Shiite and Fatimid, real power had collapsed into the hands of rival ministers and military factions. Salah al-Din moved cautiously, consolidating control over the army, finances, and administration while outwardly maintaining loyalty to the Fatimid Caliph. In 1171 CE, Salah al-Din formally abolished the Fatimid Caliphate. The Friday sermon was restored in the name of the Abbasid Caliph in Baghdad, marking the return of Sunni authority to Egypt after more than 2 centuries of Fatimid rule. This act laid the ideological foundation of the Ayyubid state, which was firmly Sunni in doctrine and closely aligned with the Abbasid Caliphate, at least symbolically. After the death of Nur al-Din in 1174 CE, Salah al-Din moved swiftly to assert control over Syria. Through a combination of military campaigns, diplomacy, and marriage alliances, he unified Egypt, Syria, the Hijaz, Yemen, and parts of Iraq under Ayyubid rule. Unlike many earlier dynasties, the Ayyubids were not focused on hereditary centralization alone but emphasized loyalty within the ruling family, granting provinces to brothers, sons, and nephews. The Ayyubid political system was based on military strength and Sunni religious legitimacy. Madrasas were established across Egypt and Syria to promote Sunni jurisprudence, particularly the Shafi and Maliki schools. Al-Azhar Mosque, once a center of Ismaili Shiite teaching, was gradually transformed into a Sunni institution. Shiite rituals were suppressed, and Sunni orthodoxy became a central pillar of state identity. The defining moment of Ayyubid history came in 1187 CE, at the Battle of Hattin. Salah al-Din decisively defeated the Crusader forces, breaking their military power in the Levant. Shortly afterward, Jerusalem was recaptured, ending nearly 90 years of Crusader control. Salah al-Din's conduct during the conquest, marked by restraint and negotiated ransoms rather than mass slaughter, earned him admiration even among his enemies. Despite his fame as a warrior, Salah al-Din was also an administrator and reformer. He strengthened fortifications, reorganized taxation, supported scholars, and invested in public works. Cairo and Damascus flourished as political and cultural centers, while trade routes linking the Red Sea, the Mediterranean, and the Indian Ocean were secured. Salah al-Din died in 1193 CE, leaving behind a vast but fragile empire. True to Ayyubid custom, his territories were divided among his relatives. This fragmentation weakened central authority and led to frequent internal rivalries. Although the Ayyubids continued to rule Egypt and parts of Syria, unity was never fully restored after Salah al-Din's death. Over the following decades, the Ayyubid state faced increasing pressure from multiple fronts. Crusader states attempted to regain lost territories, while internal conflicts drained resources and weakened the army. At the same time, new military elites, particularly the Mamluks, rose within the Ayyubid system. These slave soldiers became the backbone of the army, but gradually accumulated political power. Several Ayyubid rulers attempted to preserve stability, including Al-Kamil of Egypt, who famously negotiated with Emperor Frederick II during the Sixth Crusade, temporarily ceding Jerusalem through diplomacy rather than war. While this agreement avoided bloodshed, it also exposed the vulnerability of the Ayyubid position and sparked controversy within the Muslim world. By the mid-13th century, the Ayyubid state had lost much of its cohesion. Economic strain, military dependence on the Mamluks, and ongoing dynastic disputes accelerated the decline. In 1250 CE, following the death of Sultan al-Salih Ayyub, real power in Egypt passed into the hands of the Mamluks. The last Ayyubid ruler in Egypt was overthrown, marking the end of Ayyubid rule there. Though Ayyubid princes continued to govern parts of Syria for a short time, the Ayyubid legacy extended far beyond their political lifespan. They restored Sunni dominance in Egypt, reoriented the Islamic world toward unity against external threats, and reshaped the political geography of the eastern Mediterranean. Salah al-Din became a symbol of justice, chivalry, and resistance, remembered in both Islamic and Western historical traditions. The Ayyubid state stands as a transitional empire, bridging the era of the Fatimids and the rise of the Mamluks. Its history reflects the challenges of maintaining unity in a fragmented world, and demonstrates how leadership, ideology, and military power can briefly realign the course of history before giving way to new forces.